Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Beyond the live conversation, the analysis and discussions with the stakeholders, players, and fans, live and direct on Intersports. Weekend Wrap comes your way every Saturday from 10 to 12 midday. Join your presenters, Elijah Pine and Edwin Batafoyan, live and exclusive on Intersports.
Aaron wearing jersey 11, George Barr, jersey 12, Hanan Mobile. As we speak, this player for Shooting Star wearing jerseys pretty well. Their supporters are right before our commentary booth, worrying and thinking, but it's won already.
Intel Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station, is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending TL Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station, is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity.
A pleasant good afternoon from Painesville. Welcome to Midweek Sports live and direct on Intel Sports. Today is Wednesday and July 30, 2025. This is the last edition for the month of July. Today happens to be a national holiday, National Day of Prayer. We'd like to say welcome on this wet Wednesday afternoon. In today's presentation, we will be discussing with an individual who is no stranger to sports, especially football, on the field and off the field. Former national team player, a technician, a technocrat, and an administrator, a coach, and a former professional player. We will take this break and we'll come back. I call the name of our guest and we will begin discussing several issues relating to the sector. I'm Julius Compton. Please be there. We'll also take your calls as part of your participation on this show.
Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights.
Many thanks for rejoining us. If you're just coming our way, we'd like to say welcome to Midweek Sports live and direct on Intel Sports. This is Liberia's premier exclusive sports television station, and we are in the business of making sure that we improve this sector by covering different sports-related activities across the country. As you may be aware, the ongoing district league is getting heated now, and there are some districts who have already said goodbye to the ongoing competition because they did not make it through. Some have booked their ticket, some are still fighting very hard to qualify to the next stage of the competition. The transfer window for the league season is also ongoing. From the end of the women's division, we've seen some sharp transfers from the legs of Ria Moja and Determined Girls, respectively. We hope to see how these new transfers will translate positively and practically on the pitch. And the third division women's league also ended. Congratulations to three teams that have made it through to the upper women's division league as well, which I thought to bring you that. But now to bring in quickly, our guest is no other person but Thomas Kojo, a household name, as I told you, in the sporting sector of the country and of the globe at large. We'll be getting a brief profile from him, and we'll also discuss other issues relative to the sector. Firstly, I'd like to say, Coach, welcome to Intel Sports.
Thank you so much, Julius, for bringing me on the show today.
And happy holiday.
Yeah, the same to you. Yes, and you know, the president asked the citizens of the nation to go through a time of fast and prayer. You know, which I myself did because we all love Liberia as a nation. Yeah, so we just thank God for today.
Thank you very much for that. And that is good. As patriotic citizens, we have to always be there to respect authority because we all know that leaders are accepted and approved by God. If you go in the books of Romans 13, verse 1, going down to 6, 7, you will read that we are to honor and respect authority. So this is what Liberians are doing. Some of them have already concluded their fast and prayer at their various places of worship. And the coach did are also just from church and to pray for our country. This is the only country that we have. Before going into our discussions, it's very important that will respect what our leaders will tell us and put our country first in order for us to be patriotic and nationalistic. To the coach, of course, people watching you, yes, some of them obviously, especially when it comes to sports, will know the name Thomas Kojo. Some will see you as a stranger. Some will again want to hear from the house's mouth. So to begin the discussion, just tell them more about yourself.
Yeah, Julius, like you just said, there are many people that have been following football, know the name Thomas Kojo, and some people of recent, heard the name but don't actually know me. But basically, I started playing football as a youth player from the Black Star Football Club, where we started at the Senoshi South Beach with my cousin Kevin Sibwe, Tanisha Sibwe, Tom Sibwe Ligori, who is in the United States, and with other friends, Josephus Kuya, who is in Hungary at the present moment, Amos Smith, who is in Maryland working at the Technical University College there. So we started basically playing in the 3rd division and promoted Black Stars up to the 1st division. But during our youth days, we were fortunate to play for the under 16 and the under 20 national team. And then from there, I was promoted with Kevin to the senior national team. And playing for Barreau shortly before the Syria crisis, traveled to France, spent some years in France, and then later on moved to the United States, where I spent 2 years at the Lindsey Wilson College, in Columbia, Kentucky. Then later on, I moved to Greece, played professional football for about 3 years in Greece. Then I went back to the States, where I played in the A-League, which is a Division II league, for the Tennessee Raider. And then I decided to continue. I went to South Africa. So, I played 2 years in the South African National First Division. And then later on retired just after the 2002 African Nations Cup for active playing football.
We will talk about that famous 2002 national team which you were a part of. But Coach, I'd like to take you back briefly when you talk about your recruitment then to the under 16, under 20, the youth team then. Just share your experience and bit a comparison of that team now to the current youth team that you see.
Yeah, so what happened, we was fortunate as young players. I believe, Julius, you follow the name of one famous coach, youth coach, Peter S. Jackler.
Mm-hmm.
May peace, so rest in peace. Yes, so he started the youth program at the Anthony Tottenham Stadium. So we used to go for training every Saturday morning. And then while we were going through that particular program, we were fortunate Liberia had a qualification under 16 against Guinea. And majority of us that was in that program was elevated to that under 16 team to represent Liberia. And the first leg was in Monrovia at the Anthony Tottenham Stadium. Mm-hmm. And I scored in that game. Yeah, we were leading Guinea 1-0. And then timing in the second half, Guinea equalized, and we drew 1-1. And then after 2 weeks, we went to Conakry, and unfortunately, we lost 1-0 and we were eliminated. After 1 year, the same group of players was promoted to the under 20 national team. But basically, like you said, comparing the groups, mm-hmm. I think now this generation, they are having more opportunity in terms of youth development. The Liberia Football Association is doing very well in terms of the youth program. So I think there is a better future for Liberia.
There is a better future for Liberia, little bit of difference. That's a good one. And Coach, we got a lot to talk about. And firstly, again, I'd like to say congratulations on your recent achievement at the level of the LFA. I understand you were the head or the president of the class.
Yeah, I was say selected or nominated by my peers, mm-hmm. and to be the president of the class. Children Julius, usually in most of these organizations, I don't really like to be ahead, but because of the respect the guys show for me and what I show for them, so they decided to make me the president of the class. I wish we had a very good time for the full models that we went through, and so we became like families after everything that we went through.
Okay, we'll talk more about that, but we'll take this break and be right back. So please keep watching right here on the program Midweek Sports on Intel Sports.
Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with.
Thanks for rejoining us on the program Midweek Sports. This is where we have conversations with the stakeholders, the technicians, the newsmakers in the sporting sector of Liberia. And our guest today is Thomas Nkojo. Coach, I'd like to take you back again when you spoke about your participation, Liberia versus Guinea, and you scored the first goal, and eventually the game ended 1 apiece. I want to know exactly your role then playing, and eventually some of us who saw you play lately, we saw you more defensively. How they all transformed to different levels?
Yeah, so Julius, my football, in terms of my position, I actually started playing as a central midfield player.
Okay.
And then I was told by 1 or 2 coaches that they prefer for me to play more on the right side because of my speed and dribbling ability that I had. So I started playing actually as a red winger, for Black Stars, the under 20 national team, up to the senior national team. But the issue of red back, it all started when I went to Greece.
Okay.
Yes. So our coach saw my ability again, and surprisingly, we're about to play a game, was a game away. And then the coach was in the conference room where he was doing the tactical work and everything. So I was the first player he called into the discussion. And then he started asking me in terms of position. And tactically, he had a back four, and then he had me in the right position. And then the coach asked me, can you play in this position? I said, well, coach, I would love to play, but this position, I've never played there before. So he said, okay, just listen, give me a few minutes. I will give you a few information, but I believe from what I've seen in training, your ability physically, your technique, yes, so I think you can play in this position. So I will just give you, in terms of our back four, how we'll be defending, the shifting from left side to the right side, from the right side to the right side, what you will be doing in terms of your position. And unbelievable, Julius, after I got all that information, we went into the game. The first 45 minutes was like...
You've been playing
that? Yes, it's like I've been playing that. So, and I performed very well that day. And then the following week, we had a game with Panathinaikos, which is, one of the biggest teams in Greece.
In Greece, yeah, sure.
And we trained during the week, the other game. I was placed in the same position as a right back. And then, the story changed again. Performance, 100%. And Kevin at the time was playing for AEK Athens. Yeah, so, and the game was live on TV. And he was like, in the night after the game, he called me and he started asking me, yeah, but when you started playing in that position, I said, well, just 2 weeks, the coach was the one. He said, well, it's unbelievable. You've been doing well. And then later on, the national team was going through the qualifiers. And then, recommendation came for me to come down. And it was a little bit difficult because the national team was doing well. But I finally,
pressure,
yes,
sort of that.
Yeah. So finally, I got the invitation to come home, to come and justify my inclusion on the team. And when I came, surprisingly, many people didn't know me for some time because I was out of the scene. And surprisingly, when people saw me in the South Africa game, and everybody was like, how they started. And then we went to the Nations Cup, and I played as a right back. So like you said, people that saw me playing lately for the national team only think that I'm a defender. But now in the modern game, that what happening now, like Oscar Dore went to Czech Republic, and coaches started playing at left back. And sometimes, because coaches can see that you have certain quality and certain ability that you can play in that position. So that's how everything started.
Okay, thank you for the background. You're just coming our way. You are watching the program Midweek Sports. You can also have your participation by calling the numbers so that you see on your screen, and we will have you live. But remember, we will speak directly straight to the issues and not to attack any personality. And so this is the program Midweek Sports Coach. And so I'd like to bring you to this point. There is this saying that once you just give an example, Joe, but I just want to hear your thoughts, that once you have a very good coach, you can have a very good team. As a coach, a trained coach, a professional coach, do you agree with that particular saying that once you have a very good coach, you can have a good team because the coach has the ability to make things happen for the players?
Yeah, it is a nature of a good coach. And then the coach should be fortunate to have the quality of players that he will be able to deliver. Because if it was just only about good coaching, then you following world football, and Pep Guardiola, all the other teams will not be spending so much money to bring quality into the teams.
Good players, yeah.
Because most of the teams in Europe, basically they have the youth development program. Then they could just enroll players every season from those programs. Yes, you need a good coach because even if you have good players, the coach have to be able to manage the good players. So you need a good coach, knowledgeable, manageable, to be able to run any good club or the national team.
Do you see that? Let's move straight to the point. Do you see that in Liberia? Once upon a time, you coached the former Barrack Young Controllers. Do you see good coaches in Liberia from the local end? I just want to get your fair assessment. And since the new LFA, I may say, building the capacity, training more coaches, are we seeing some good coaches in Liberia?
Yes, the numbers are growing. There are a lot of good coaches in Liberia. My only thing is most of the clubs have to turn into either a semi-professional or a professional environment to enable them to be able to develop more. But what we see, the coaches are struggling a lot with most of the clubs. But in reality, Julius, locally, there are a lot of good coaches that if invested in more, they can become better. That's my own opinion.
What are some of the things you've observed they are lacking, or the challenges that you see among some of the coaches?
There's a lot of challenges that they go through. You can get a coach coaching, maybe say in the first division. Even to get to training is a struggle in terms of transportation. Logistics is very difficult. The coach go to training, and sometimes you find out even the issue of transportation for players. Because I witnesses in so many times where a club train, and after the training, you see players are waiting and complaining about transportation. And then sometimes, even in terms of nutrition, you want to develop players, but after training, where do that player go and eat? So there are a lot of facilities that the coaches need to develop themselves. But the issue about finance, I think, is the biggest problem. So I hope that in the future, that the league can be commercialized to bring more money in to help the clubs to be able to, develop the coaches.
So the former, thank you for that point. And the former, I can say, former George Weah 11 left the scene. We've been seeing some rotation of players, national teams of recent. You've been coaching. What do you think Liberia, in terms of improving the game, can we start from, if I may say, over and again? Can we start to improve in order to have a national team even more than the former George Weah 11? How can we begin? What do you think?
Well, I think the process is on already by the Liberia Football Association.
Okay.
With the TDS program that is going on. And we have a lot of young, talented players. And Julius, in reality, people have to understand, naturally, Liberians are talented. So we still have George Weah, James Diba, all the stars that came up, we still have those type of players in Liberia. But what we have to understand, we are in a different dispensation now. The environment that we grew up in, this generation have a lot of challenges. So we have to do more in terms of getting these players in the right environment, because there's a lot of distraction in today's day. But in terms of talent, we have talents in abundance. So with the program, the LFA started already, that TDS, with that youth program, you see a lot of young players, coming up. And now you find a lot of academy, is around, or George or Monova did so well. Mm-hmm. Today you have few players that is playing in Europe. So we ourselves, Vama Puto and myself, we are involved with our own youth development program, even from under 6. So yes, we need to do more grassroots to develop the talents that we have, put them in the right environment, and Liberia will get better.
I wanted to go there, and thank God we brought it up. So tell us more about the grassroots program that you and Poto and others are nurturing. How is the program going so far?
Yeah, we've been existing for close to 3 years now. And our focus is to see how we can give back to Liberia. Because when we started, we wasn't like taking money like other places, people charging people so much to come back. Because what we found out is that if more children come from the different communities, mm-hmm. where the parents are not too involved, well, fortunately for us, most of the parents now are coming. So we have our under 6 program, under 8, under 12, under 15. Even now we are about to start our under 20 program.
Okay.
So we developing young Liberian talents to make sure that they can be better players, to bring them out now in the right, because there is the right time at this youth age to make sure that we can give them proper fundamental training, that when they reach to the age of 15, 16, they will be there already. So we're doing well by the grace of God. And most of the parents, are coming in, contributing, to make sure that we keep the program going.
There's this issue that the national team had before. To some extent, they've been able to work on it from the youth level, the issue of age cheating, which has affected. Are you watching that in line, bringing the case up to make sure that in the future, if we have fortunately, if we have players that we have to take on, that will not get into such crises?
Yes, so there's the reason for which we decided to have the different age group, to make sure that you fit in the right category.
Okay.
Because sometimes the guy is maybe 15 years old, and then he want to play under 12. You see, and maybe because of his size, his height, he fit in that particular area. So we decided to come with a different age group to make sure that if you're 10 years, yes, you can play under 12. So we have been making sure to get documentation in terms of the birth certificates, at an early age. That's why we even starting with the under 8, mm-hmm. because you see the guy already from 8 years old. Mm-hmm. So he's going within the program. So 4 or 5 years from now, there's no way he can come back and tell us, mm-hmm. that he's at the age. So we're watching that. We're making sure to let the parents know that they should bring, the copy of the birth certificate or any school document that have, the date of birth and those things. So we really watch it on that.
3 years now, shared experience, any improvement? What are you seeing in terms of impact, changes, difference amongst them?
And Julius, is unbelievable. Even the first group that we started with from 7 years, now most of them, they are 10
years.
Most of them, they are 11. They are still in our program. And in terms of progress, recently, 3 of our players, were selected to be part of the TDS national team, for which they had a trial. I didn't go there to use my influence. They went there, and then the TDS technical staff said, but these 3, they are exceptional because from our program. So that one our success that we are proud of at this present moment.
Okay, we're just coming our way. You're watching Midweek Sports here on Intel Sports. It's about time you can put your calls through. The numbers are already on the screen. You can call and participate, have your say on the discussion, and you will be live. The numbers on the screen. You are watching Midweek Sports on Intel Sports, and our guest is Coach Thomas Kojo. We're discussing youth development, and we'll come to capacity development from the end of coaches and other issues relative to sports. Earlier, you already listened to his background, lengthy and rich background in sports. We'll take this break, and we'll come back. We'll take some of your calls.
Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action.
Many thanks for rejoining us. If you're just coming our way, you're watching Midweek Sports. It comes our way every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. And it's where we discuss with the actors, the duty bearers in the sporting sector of Liberia. And this is Intel Sports. We're coming to you live and direct from Painsbay, GSA and Rehab Intercession. And this is what we do. We talk about sports in order to move this sector forward. Our guest is Thomas Kojo. We will take your calls as we anticipate them. The Liberia Football Association, as part of capacity development, ended a crucial training for coaches on unlicensed aid, a very big one. And the graduation program, as you can see, some of the coaches on your screen already walk away. This is one of the honorees, and he's the president of the graduating class. Sanan is also one of them. they achieved in a grand style, courtesy of the Liberia Football Association. What the program was all about? What are some of the things that they learned? What do we expect from Liberian coaches? This is what we're about to talk about. This is Coach Thomas Kojo, who's our guest in studio. So, bringing us up to speed, how was the program generally, Coach?
Well, in general, the program, I would say, was very educative. I mean, it was tedious from the beginning, but at the end of the day, I think all the coaches, achieve a lot. But before I go into the details, let me, express my thanks and appreciation to the president of the Liberia Football Association, Mr. Mustafa Raji, and his executive committee, and to all our instructors, Salam, Kibedi from Ethiopia, who's our women's senior national team coach, and Mr. Ibrahim Mbratu from Ethiopia, one of our instructor Ketu Smith, and then to Keseri Kane, who's the educational officer at the Liberia Football Association. On behalf of the class, we want to say thanks to each and every one of them for the level of, teaching that we went through during the time of the 4 models. So overall, I think it was unprecedented. We really achieved a lot in terms of coaching, because there were some things that we knew, but from the 4 model we did, we started from December, and then
of last year.
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So each model we have to do 9 days, and then we rest for 1 month in between, and then we start. So we're going to finish in July. But there were a lot of things that we went over in terms of topics that have to do with coaching and the coach. Some of the things I will mention, for example,
Go ahead.
we talk about periodization. That have to do with planning as a coach for a year, for a month, for a week, for a day. So in periodization, you have stages.
Okay.
So periodization have to do with the planning stage of your entire training for the year. So in there, when we talk about your macro cycle, that have to do with 6 to 1 year. You have your meso cycle. If you're training for like 1 day, okay, and then you have your macro cycle. You have to do with your 1 week plan. If you're training for 1 week. So there are different phases, so according to your training plan. So from pre-season, in-season, and then mid-season to post-season, those all fall within the periodization period. Yeah, in terms of training plan, those things. So we even learned about media interaction with the media as a coach. As a coach, when you go for your pre-match or your post-match conference, how do you manage media?
Especially when you are defeated.
Yes.
You can be bounded with questions, how to approach it.
Yeah, how to approach it. So we were taught in the way to be able to approach journalists. That we, sometimes you, the journalists, come with some questions that lead you to say things that you're not supposed to say. Emotional.
But at times they can want to get something
out of you.
So
and we talk about feedback too. Feedback. How do you accept feedback from the media or from your management team and those things? Another thing we actually learned about is your game model. Game model have to do with your own game model as a coach, your philosophy, your formation, and your style of play. So you come with your core value, your vision, your mission as a coach. So every coach will be able to prepare their own game model. If I'm coaching maybe my under 20 team, what is my philosophy? What is the formation, my system, and those things? And we were taught that. And it was a lot we learned, and I believe that all the coaches, there was too much that was given by our instructor, and even in terms of presentation, because there were topics that were given to each coach, and then you go and do your research, and then you do your practical presentation, and then your theoretical presentation. So it brought us people's, some coaches, shy, to stand in the class to do a presentation.
To demonstrate.
On a bullet, yeah. So it was nice. It was, good learning. We learned a lot. And even in terms of the practical aspect of training, planning your training section. And we talk about nutrition for players, what type of food a player should eat before a game, and hydration, and, in terms of what kind of fluid you taking during the post-match and during the halftime and all those things. So, in totality, it's unbelievable. We learn a lot, Julius. We really learn a lot.
That's a good one. And the public now will be watching you guys. I think I listened to the president. He said something like that you guys will now be serving as the ambassadors. So tell us, were you all Liberians, or you have a mixture of nationalities?
So what happened was that we had 3 Gambians.
Okay.
Yeah. And then a lady from Zambia, okay. Florence Mula. Yes. And we had 3 Zambians. Yeah. So
the rest
were Liberians.
Okay.
Liberians.
Some of the familiar names, we saw Cooper Sana. Could you call some of the familiar names that you know for the public?
Well, for the public,
besides you now.
Yeah, besides me, in the class, we have Cooper Sana, who is famous in Liberia football. Won championship with Watanga, with BYC. And then from the foreign contingent, we had Tafa Mane, who been with Leska, and then, won championship. And then we have Chico.
Teofilo
Chico.
The coach journalist.
Yeah, the coach journalist was in there too. We have Hamaputu.
Okay.
Yeah, we had Nyati or Rio from Memorial Clifford Farmer.
Yeah. Now they are called Borough FC.
Yeah, that was her.
Yeah, they changed their name to Borough FC.
Yeah, so most of the guys were there, that did very well. Yes.
So that's a female there, right?
Yes, she's Florence.
Okay.
Yes, Florence.
So far, she's
even the coach from Discovery, you can see him there. Coach Ta, the smaller man. Yeah. Did very well too in the course. Yeah, so those are the guys that took part in the course, and we all graduated together.
And that's a good one. And hoping that you guys will also now be helping the junior coaches in that direction, because it's all about helping each other to move the program and the improvement of football forward.
Exactly. So
this is the program. Midweek Sports will take your calls. We hope you can call. It's very strange for the first time, but we anticipate your calls on the numbers on your screen to participate on the program. We also understand it's a holiday and a religious holiday. Some of you are relaxing, but whatever the case is, and whatever calls that will come in, we will pick them and to have your say on the program Midweek Sports. As we are winding down on the program, Coach, this is a perception, and I stand to be corrected, but people normally see it on the field of play, either the national team or club teams, and they normally say or use this word, game management. Liberian teams, after the 60th minute of the game, we normally see, or the fans normally see, a breakdown in the team. Their speed, creativity, teamwork. Have you seen that firstly? Have you noticed that as a coach?
So, from my own experience, Julius, and you said something before going into the details. You said game management. I think game management has been one of the factors that have been affecting us. So it is not that the players are tired. But from my experience from playing with the national team, I've seen that. Coming in as a coach, I have experienced that. But in recent times, I think that is going away.
Okay.
That is going
Gradually.
away. Gradually. Because you are leading. Even our generation, during the 2002 Nations Cup,
Algeria
2 games were in the league. And I played in the 2 games. And at a certain stage of the game, there was no information or message
to manage the
team to manage the game. Tournament, the game is over, or the game is 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Keep the ball. Take it into the corner. Delay. Yeah. Those information, if you see the other teams playing, now what they do.
Draw some fouls.
Yes. So from experience, we learned that. So I think the factor was game management. That was our biggest problem. So we that stay involved, from our experience, we are not going to make those mistakes again.
Okay. So we've worked on that already.
Yes, we keep
working on it.
Yeah.
What is the challenge? I know we are not talking about that in depth, but what is the challenge that you notice amongst the players, especially our national team players that are called to play for the national team? At a certain time, the fans will criticize them that they are not seeing that particular desire, that test that they did see during the George Weah 11. What do you think? Do you agree with that you don't see the test, that desire, the quest from our players from the national team?
Well, the supporters, they go to the game, they have eyes. And some of them, they watch certain games and there are certain things they saw that they see different from what's happening.
Okay.
But I think it's more of players have to fight. When I mean fight, not physical fight. To get into the national team, you must go through the right criteria. Because most of the players, they got it too easy to just break through to the national team. So they don't really feel how it is to play for the national team.
See that value.
Yeah, that value. So we need to upgrade the standard in terms of who qualifies to play for the national team. So as a young player, for example...
But sorry, who's responsible for that? I think the coaches normally can select the players.
Yeah, coaches. Mm-hmm. Coaches select players.
So
but
you have that responsibility.
You have that responsibility. But the thing is, you need coaches to come in to have a particular period of time to build a team, bring in players, young players, that will go through the right time to understand at the right time that this is the time you're going to play for the national team. Because from our experience, it didn't come easy. So we sat on the bench.
Sorry, even if I'm exceptional, I should wait for that particular time.
Yes, you have to go through that process.
Okay, the process.
To see where you sit on the bench for a few games, and then at a certain time, the coach will say, okay, now you can go in 15 minutes. You can go in 10 minutes, little by little, you feed it. But in recent years, too many players got called up to the national team, and it was just too easy.
And by you people, maybe not you in particular, but the coaches.
Yeah. You take players that just come from Division 3, and then, straight into the national team. So that player don't even understand. So it's just too easy. So if we get a system and the coach is in charge for a particular period of time, build a team, bring young players little by little, then when that player get an opportunity to play, he will be able to give it best. So that's my own take on it.
So one of the things is experience is key.
Yes,
you have to have that experience over a period of time.
It's not so much experience, because you can bring in young players, but at a particular period of time.
Okay.
For example, you come from under 20. Once you play 4, 5, 6 games for the under 20 national team, you can play for the senior national team.
You have that level of experience.
You have that level of
confidence.
international football.
Yeah.
So from there, you come into the national team, and then little by little, you can break through. But for instance, the guy never even played under 20 and straight to the national team. So some of them don't even know how it really feel to wear the color, you're going to represent. So that's so sometimes some of the players come, they just play now.
What can we do as your suggestion as a professional to make the senior national team, maybe it could be your recommendation, to be not like the former George Weah 11 or even more? What do you think? What are some of the suggestions that you can put forward?
So we need to keep a group of players, what we say, a team for a period of time. And that team will start gelling little by little. Look, for example, now, Oscar is one of the players that have been around for a little while. Still got a lot to give. But if Oscar is going away, who the next player now we should be thinking about? So we build a formidable team that will start doing well. And little by little, we start bringing other young players into the squad. That immediately that player step out, there will be another player that can replace him. But for now, we need to have a team that will stay together for these next 2, 3, 4 years. And Liberia will get better. Not to change the team. You bring in one coach, then he come with another group of players. The next coach come in, he come with another group of players. It will take a longer time.
So that should also translate to coaches too. The technical staff should also remain for a period of time to improve, work along with the players before you can really think about rotating.
Definitely.
Has that been the problem?
Because if you follow in recent years, how many coaches that we have gone through?
A lot of them do. Even including foreign coaches.
Yeah. It's not about me. But if we decide to say this, Mr. A, giving the opportunity,
giving the time, giving the support.
Yes. Let him be there 3, 4, 5 years. We will get there. Not to be in a hurry.
The fans don't see that though. They want the veteran, they want improvement. They are seeing their
but there's a lot of potential right now. There's a lot of potential we have in terms of players. Liberia we're getting somewhere. If you check the record now, in Europe, even back home, the talent is in the abundance. Mm-hmm. So we need a group that we can keep and work, and trust me, we will get better.
If I had the opportunity to give Coach Thomas Kojo 5, 6 years to move the national team, what is the assurance that the Liberian people can get from your own management?
Julius, I don't want to blow my trumpet on the show.
Go ahead.
But given the opportunity with the rest support, trust me, I can turn the corner around for Liberia football.
Can we go back to the Nations Cup?
I mean, in a few years, we can get there.
What difference are you bringing on board, or will you bring on board? What are the new tactics? The new plans?
Like I said, so you're talking about plan. So at this moment, what I see a group of talented players that we have that can give something for the national team. So if given the opportunity, putting the right plans together with my technical staff, because you got a team of staff that you work together, mm-hmm. and then we can get it right. But with experience that I had over the period of time, I know the in and out of Liberia football. Nobody can tell me. Even our generation, some of the things that may or do not succeed, I know. Mm-hmm. And that's why most of the time, people always say that I'm too difficult to deal with, because I know in terms of discipline where Liberian players fall short and where I can come in to make sure that those things does not happen when I'm in charge of the national team.
You talk about support briefly as we are wrapping up. Which kind of support are you talking about that you will need, or you say the right support, if given, you can do the very best?
So in terms of right support, locally, we will have to put in a proper training mechanism to keep the local players training regularly. And then whenever there's a lot of international FIFA friendlies for the teams to play, to get the view and see other players that we can bring in, strengthen the team here and there. Yeah, there will be other things, financial stuff, but that is not so much about that. But getting the team rolling, whenever it comes to training and the different logistics that we need, those are things we'll be talking about.
This is the program Midweek Sports. Before we wrap up, we'll take this break and perhaps we'll take in a few calls and then we close this section for today's presentation.
Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as
Many thanks for rejoining us, and if you're just coming our way, you're watching Midweek Sports on Intel Sports. Before we wrap up, we have to do justice into the ongoing District League, and I saw Coach 2 times on the field watching the District League, which is actually one of the biggest preseason tournaments ahead of the new league season. How do you see the District League? I saw 1 or 2 times you watch the kids, the young talents play. How do you see the District League ongoing?
Yeah, I think the District League is something that is doing good for our players because in terms of professionalism, the National League, if you look at the time the National League ended, and then the time of the year we are in is too much for our players.
Long time.
Yeah, it's too long. So I think there was a tournament that was played at the Vogamation Field, the Zerbilon tournament, that kept our players in that tournament. And then the District League to its own. I think it's good to help our players, in terms of keeping them, in the physical condition. Yes, and it's going good because, the players are competing against, one another from the different clubs. You find one district that have few players, that play for the same team, which is good. So I think it's a good thing, but our fixture in terms of the National League, I think it should be, adjusted in terms of the duration. It's too long. The league cannot finish in April, and then the league is starting in October. I think it's too much. But the District League is doing good for our players, and it's under the LFA. So I think they need to maybe upgrade the tournament to make it more, organized instead of people just district, because I think he have to keep them in terms of the physical condition.
What do you want to see in the District League? Some people are saying that are seeing the same faces, even though it's a preseason, and there should be an opportunity to avenue created for the younger folks or to bring out some new talents as well.
Yeah, so in that direction, they can come up with certain rules and regulations in terms of the numbers of first division players that can play for every district. And then like that, you can see some new faces. But if they just open it up, then there will be disadvantage for the younger players. So I think they can restrict it in terms of how many first division players can play for district,
or
second division. Yes, like
something like that.
Yes, so even if they want younger players, then they can do, maybe say you want 523 players in your starting lineup, compulsory 523 players in your starting lineup, then you see a lot of young players coming through.
I think I saw some young players, and maybe there are rules also. Maybe they need to do some much more in order to showcase more young talents and new faces as well. As we wrap up, I said FC won the just in the league few months ago. They will be representing Liberia. So it's the legs of Blackman Warriors. Surprisingly, I think it's a competition. I wouldn't say surprisingly. Defeated Leska, and they will also be representing Liberia. What are your thoughts, your words of pieces of advice to them as they will be representing Liberia on the continental stage? Facel, Blackman Warrior, determined girls as well.
Yes, I think for what I've seen, and at the moment, determined girls, I follow the training section at the SKD with Coach Pella, who is in charge. Blackman Warriors too started training. FC Facel. They are all, preparing now, which is a good thing. I even heard that FC Facel went to camp already because they will be going to, I think, Egypt in 2 weeks' time. Blackman Warriors, even this morning, I was at the SKD, and then after Facel training, I watched a little bit of the training. So yes, it's good that they started early preparation in terms of getting ready for the continental competition. So I just wish them all the best in terms of the preparation. And I believe that with hard work and what they are going through, if they do it more professional, I think well organized, yeah, they will be able to go far into the competition.
With all of the programs in place, what do you see Liberian football locally in 5 years from now?
I think if there is more investment financially into our football, I think Liberian football will get better in terms of more infrastructure. The LFA is doing well, but the clubs have to, start to grow, to have their own facility. Because, for example, Julius, during the season, you go out the SKD practice pitch, you have 5 teams, in line to train on a day in the morning hour. For me, which is not good. You have one team is training from maybe 7 to 9. The other team is waiting for 9 to 11. The other team is waiting for 11 to 12. That's too much. So in terms of infrastructure, we need to grow, that each club can have their own facility. Because if the coach want to have in the 2 sections, how can he do that? You don't have the means. But financially, things need to get better. Because with all the finance, trust me, Julius, we're going to take a longer time.
Any last comment before we part ways from you, sir?
Well, for me, not much to say, but thanks for bringing me on the show. And we want to give thanks to the Almighty God for today. And I believe that we have learned over the period of time from our Diploma A course, CAF, we'll be able to give back to society in terms of what we have learned to help other coaches. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And that's Coach Thomas Kojo. He has been our guest, making it his duty to be here on this holiday to share his thoughts professionally, talking about sports from all sectors. Many thanks to all of you who follow this edition. Special thanks to our production crew, Julius Twer, and the legs of Theophilus Wiapla. On behalf of the entire team, my name is Julius Contam. But please remember to please keep watching Inter Sports. On tomorrow, we will be here for the exclusive sports show. We will be speaking again with another professional, former professional, and also someone whose name is a household name in Liberian football from exclusive sports show perspective. We'll be speaking with him now. He is a politician, but we'll be talking more about sports and his own investment, his own setup, vision, dreams of improving the sector. And he will be in studio on tomorrow. To get his name and details, please keep following Intersports. I'm Julius Conton. Have yourself a wonderful and God bless National Prayer Day from Painesville.
Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity to interact directly with the stakeholders in the sector, the players, fans, including technicians. It comes your way once a week, every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. with a repeat on Thursday at 2 p.m. Midweek Sports highlights major happenings and trending news, as well as captivating action and stories, all in the sector. Midweek Sports provides you with the opportunity. Intel Sports, Liberia's biggest and professional sports television station, is now located at GSA and Rehab Drive in Painesville. Intel Sports is 100% Liberian owned. It is an exclusive sports platform that provides extensive and quality local content sports programs across the country. Follow us on our Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram, or better still, on our app on Google or Play Store. For business purposes, you can contact us on these numbers. Intel Sports will remain Liberia's exclusive and best sports television station.
So happy. You can see how after they are playing SKD. I'm so feeling so happy about the game. And then when we come back into the game, you don't.
No, the game was fun. Apart from that, see, they tell Reverend as well. The game was fun. They said Reverend, you know the game. The game was fun. We went to equal game. But I win. At this point,